Hello my dear Become First Semester learners, welcome back to another video of MCQ answer series of Business Organization and Management. In the previous video, we have covered 25 MCQ question with answer of unit number 1, that is concept and forms of business organization, and in this particular video we will be covering remaining 25 question from unit number 2. Okay, so here the Instagram account of Commerce Aptitude is written, so you can also follow us in Instagram account. Okay, so let's start our today's discussion without wasting much more time. एंड पिलामाने समस्ते क्वेश्चन आंसर मध्य निजे निजे मनरे दउथिबे देखिबा कहार केतोटी ठीक होची. सो वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन आई हैव written here for practice, so I believe that every one of you can be able to answer all the question. Okay, so let's begin with the question number 26, unit number 2, principles and functions of management. Question number 26, management is option A is science, option B an art, option C both science and art, or option D none. So we know that management is not only a science or art, but it is the combination of both. Okay, it consists of systematized body of knowledge as well as it requires skill for a manager to perform the activities of management. So that is why the right answer, the appropriate answer would be option number C, that management is both science and art. And we know that management is not a pure science, it is inexact science or social science. So option 3 is correct. Okay, so let's see the answer, option C. Next, question number 27, who is known as the father of modern management theory? କାହାକୁ ଆମେ ମଡର୍ନ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଥିଓରି ଫାଦର ବୋଲି କନସିଡର କରିବା? ଇଜ୍ ଇଟ୍ ହେନରୀ ଫାୱେଲ or F.W. Taylor or Peter Drucker or Elton Mayo? So the right answer is option A, Henry Fayol. Next, Fayol or Henry Fayol suggested how many principles of management? This is most famous question of principles of management. Okay, in +2 second year we have already discussed about the principles of Henry Fayol. Okay, Fayol, yes or no? Yes. So how many principles has Henry Fayol suggested? It is 14 principles. Next, division of work increases. If you apply division of work in your business, it increases what? Cost, efficiency, confusion, or authority. So the right answer is efficiency, because when you divide whole work into different persons and each person will do a particular work, then his efficiency in that work will be increased. Okay, so it will increase efficiency. Next, scalar chain refers to, this is another and most important principle of Henry Fayol, scalar chain, or we called it as scalar principle. So it refers to unity of direction, no, chain of authority, level of management, responsibility. So let me first clear you that there is no such principle like or meaning of level of management. Okay, responsibility, for responsibility there is another principle called parity between authority and responsibility. Okay, for unity of direction there is a principle called unity of direction and principle of direction. So here the correct answer is chain of authority. Okay, we know that scalar chain or scalar principle means ranking of authority from top to bottom, and to explain this particular principle the Henry Fayol has taken a ladder example. Okay, if you remember this image, A, B, C, D, E, F, so like this, Henry Fayol has suggested the scalar chain principle. Okay, move to next question. Okay, let's see the answer. Esprit de corps means, esprit de corps means simple teamwork. So right answer is option A, teamwork. Okay, that means cooperation of all the members in the organization is called esprit de corps. It is another principle of Henry Fayol. So let's see the answer. Which is the first function of management? This is so simple: planning, organizing, directing, controlling. We know the primary function of the management is planning, because without planning we cannot perform all the remaining functions. Okay, so that is why planning is the first primary function of the management. Next, which function of management involves grouping of activities? Grouping of activities, when we talk about grouping of activities, it means organizing. Okay, it means organizing. Next, staffing refers to, what does staffing mean by? Recruitment and selection of employees, purchasing, planning and motivation. See, staffing refers to staff, means employee. So all the process related to recruitment and selection of employees is called staffing. Okay, appointment of recruitment of staff is called staffing. So the right answer is recruitment and selection of staffing, which is given in option number A. Next, which of the following is not a function of management? This is one of the easiest questions in management. Okay, we should not be bothered about this type of questions. Planning, organizing, auditing and controlling. Everybody knows that auditing is not a function of management. Next, directing function means, or directing function involves what? Guiding and supervising, planning, controlling and organizing. We know that in directing function, four things are there. Okay, one is guiding or supervising, there is communicating, motivating or motivation or leadership. Okay, you have to remember four things. Okay, let me remind you again: supervision, okay, leadership, motivation, communication. Four things are there in directing function. Fine. Let's move to the next question. The process of comparing actual performance with planned performance. Okay, what is the actual performance and what you have already planned? That is planned performance. Okay, so to compare these, the process is called the process of comparing of the current performance or the actual performance which you have achieved and which you have already planned, okay, earlier. So this is called controlling. Okay, this is called controlling. That is why we call that controlling is the process of looking backward and looking forward. In looking backward, we have to look what we have planned, and looking forward, we have to decide that by comparing actual with the planned, we can decide or find out the deviation, and we'll think that in future how can we stop this deviation or reduce this deviation. Okay, so this is the meaning of controlling function. So let's see the answer. Next, levels of management include, or in other way you can understand this question, levels of management or management, how many types of levels in management. So there are three types we know: top level, middle level and lower level. Next, which skill is most important for top level management? See, top level management actually the white collar officers who are actually the person held responsible for the activities of planning. Okay, their main activity is to make plan, making of blueprint for the organization. So now you can think, to make plan, what type of skill the top level authorities or management required. Okay, is it technical skill, human skill, conceptual skill or clerical skill? So the correct answer is conceptual skill. Okay, conceptual skill. Next, scientific management is developed by, who has developed or profound the scientific management? So the correct answer is F.W. Taylor, Frederick Winslow Taylor, option B. Move to the next question. The main objective of scientific management is maximum output with minimum cost, employee welfare, profit maximization, unity. So the correct answer is the increase the productivity in an organization, and productivity means maximum output with minimum cost. This is called the productivity. Okay. Next, science, not rule of thumb, is a principle of administrative management, scientific management, behavioral theory or human relation theory. So let me remove first two options. Okay, now people or the students will get confused in option A, administrative management, or option B, scientific management. So let me remind you the concept. The first principle of scientific management says that the science is science, not rule of thumb. That means we have to apply the science. We do not go for the rule of thumb. We should avoid the orthodox method. Okay, orthodox method of doing work. So that is called rule of thumb. So in short, we can say that science, not rule of thumb, is a principle of scientific management suggested by Henry Fayol. Next, the principle of harmony, not discord. Harmony, not discord is given by, see, this is the second principle of scientific management, and we know that who has developed scientific management? F.W. Taylor. So the correct answer is F.W. Taylor. Okay. In the question number 22, it says that this principle is which type of principle? Okay, is it scientific management's principle or administrative management's principle? In question number 43, the question is a little bit different or changed, that the name of the person is asked, the person who has given this principle. Okay. Next, coordination is, what is coordination? A separate function, an essence of management, only for top managers, or optional. See, this is most unique question of management, I can say. Why? Because some in earlier stage, when we are a student of a commerce, no doubt we are still a student of commerce, learner of commerce, but when I was a student of +2 or +3, we were studying that coordination is the another function of management. But nowadays some management experts says that coordination is not the function of management, not exactly the function of management, but it is the essence of management. Why? Because to do management we need coordination, we need cooperation of each and other who are working in the organization, each and every department of the organization. Okay, so that is why in that context we can say that coordination is an essence of management, is an essence of management. Okay, let's see another question. Question number 45. Which function ensures everything is done as per plan? So simple question. Which function ensure everything is done as per plan? So people will get confused in planning function. Okay, because the word plan is given here, so people will say option 1 planning, but that is incorrect. Okay, planning means what to do in future, but read the question very carefully. Which function ensure everything is done? That means the work is already done, the activity is already done, and in which function we appraise the work, we calculate the work in controlling function. Okay, just go through. So let me just give you the show you the question number 37. Yes, actual performance and planned performance. Okay, this is happening or this is done in controlling function. Same thing again asking or asked in question number 45. Question number 45. So in my point of view, the controlling must be the answer. Okay, next, which of the following is not one of principles of Henry Fayol's or Fayol's principle? Okay, we know there are 14 principles suggested by Henry Fayol. Unity of command is that one of the principles. Division of work is the principle. Differential piece rate system and order, that this is called unity of order. Okay, but the correct answer is differential piece rate system. This is the technique of scientific management suggested by F.W. Taylor. This is not even the principles of F.W. Taylor or scientific management. This is one of the techniques of scientific management. Okay, so the correct answer is option C. Differential piece rate system is not the function suggested by Henry Fayol. Okay. The concept of functional foremanship was introduced by, this is the function of scientific management, so obviously developed by F.W. Taylor. Authority and responsibility principle emphasizes delegation, motivation, planning, or communication. It emphasizes delegation of authority along with responsibility. Okay, that means authority and responsibility should go side by side. Which function brings unity among various departments? So look at this word unity. Unity means coordination. Okay, so the right answer is coordination. The last question of the video, question number 50. Relevance of scientific management today is mainly due to standardization and efficiency, lack of technology, profit motive, labor exploitation. And dear students, dear learners, I want you to write the answer, correct answer. What do you feel? Which one is the right? Please do write in the comment section below. I will check your comment. Okay. So I think today class was very relevant and effective for all of you. We have discussed around 25 questions today, most important, most effective questions, and definitely these questions will be helpful for you in your semester exam. Okay, So ajir class ti ko eiti rakhiba, dekha habo next class re. Till then have a nice time and thank you for watching this class till the end, friends.